sun.
Of the sun's gravity.
Yeah, because of gravity from the sun. The gravity from the sun won't allow you to orbit the other planets. Okay, and look at the picture down here, you know, on the bottom right where I'm pointing to. What is this? What am I circling here?
Is that
Venus.
A planet or a star?
That's actually the moon, but what's right next to it over here?
Venus?
Yeah, that's Venus. Venus can actually be seen like a giant star in our night sky. And the reason for that is because of the thick atmosphere, right? Just how the moon reflects light from the sunlight, the thick atmosphere on Venus also reflects the light from the sun. And that's how it shines like a bright star in the sky.
Question.
Yeah?
Why doesn't the sun just eat up all the moons, just like to make it bigger, and then it can melt all? Why doesn't it melt all the moons and then just take all its energy?
Why doesn't it suck in all the moons? Because when the planets get farther and farther away from the sun, the gravitational pull of the sun is a little bit weaker. And whatever's close to the planets, they'll be attracted to the planet's gravitational force, not to the sun. That's why when the planets get farther away from the sun, they have more moons, because their gravity is a bit stronger in that region.
And the sun has more gravity than Earth do. Do you know that? Because Earth has not much gravity to hold helium, so it escapes, and hydrogen too. But the sun has more gravity than Earth, so it can hold helium and hydrogen and burn it for fuel. That's why.
Very good. You're sharing a lot of good information, Mowgli. That's good.
And that the sun has unlimited fuel.
Let's talk about, we're going to talk about this space vehicle, right? This space
cannot happen a supernova.
Okay, thanks, Mowgli. Mowgli, we're going to get back to the lesson, okay? So we'll share some more information later. Okay, so this is called Magellan, right? This is named after a Portuguese traveler. And what is this extension here from the space vehicle?
Is it a camera?
It is a camera, but what is that whole extension called?
The satellite.
Good. It is a type of satellite, but it's called a probe. I've written it down here. It has an extended probe, right? So this comes out of the space vehicle. And why do you think that this space vehicle has such a long probe?
Because I don't know.
It's because the atmosphere on Venus is very thick, right? So in order to see the surface of Venus, it has to have this kind of a long probe in order to look through all the clouds. And also it's very hot on Venus, so nothing can actually, like this whole space vehicle can't go down into Venus. So they just send a little probe into it. Okay, so Magellan was the first one to go into Venus and capture a lot of pictures and a lot of information. And like Mowgli had mentioned before, it's covered a lot in lava rocks and volcanoes. Okay, at the end of the mission for Magellan, it also fell. Within 10 hours of being in the atmosphere of Venus, it burnt up because it was so hot in the atmosphere of Venus. So can you guys imagine, what is the temperature on surface of Venus?
8,000 degrees. 1,000 degrees.
1,000, oh, in Fahrenheit. Let's look at Alan.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
Uranus used to be named after King George III.
Oh, was it? Oh, that's different. That's not named after a god. Interesting. Good information. Okay, so does anyone know what the temperature is on the surface of Venus?
1 million degrees Fahrenheit?
No, let's look at it. So on Earth is 54 Fahrenheit. So what do you think it is on Venus?
700.
A lot.
Some hundreds, yes. 864 Fahrenheit on Venus. Do you guys know how hot it is in your oven when you make a pizza?
No.
That's about 100 or 500.
400.
Yeah, it's about 400 Fahrenheit when you make a pizza. So think about how hot Venus is. Venus is twice as hot as your oven.
So your pizza will get burnt.
Yes, you'll get an extra well-done pizza.
Yeah.
Right?
And did you know that the sun's radiation?
That is.
Because it's too hot and you can't face the sun?
close enough, but it's actually because a billion years ago, a giant asteroid bumped into Venus and switched its direction. So scientists say that that might be the reason why Venus spins the other way and Earth spins the other, like a clockwise way.
Oh my God.
But I have
Yeah.
a question. Can't Venus just change its way back?
Venus can't change its way back because it needs some kind of a force that's large enough to counteract that spin, right? So that's why Venus still, even now, it spins in the opposite direction of Earth. But that's also slowed down its spinning so much. So the days on Venus are actually much longer than Earth because of that slow spin. Do you know how many hours that is?
35.
No, much larger than that.
Uh,
So how many are on Earth? What's the day and the number of hours?
24.
Good. So how much do you guess is on Venus?
I got a picture of the solar system.
75 hours a day?
It's actually 5,832 hours is one day on Venus. That's a long time.
We're already having great grandchildren by that.
I know, right? It's way too long. But how about Mercury? Mercury is a sort of
I
in
really
between.
think my
So let's guess how many hours is a day on Mercury?
5.
No, it's somewhere in between 24 and 5,832.
That's so much guesses.
10,800 years.
About 1,408 hours. So a day on Mercury is also pretty long.
Oh my God, this is.
I got a picture of the solar system.
Very good. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the heat again, right? You know that it's 864 degrees Fahrenheit on Venus. How much do you think it is on Mercury? Remember we were talking about how at the daytime it's very hot on Mercury and at nighttime it's very cold? What do you think the temperature is on Mercury?
I think the daytime is gonna be 1,000,000 degrees, and the nighttime is gonna be minus 1,000,000 degrees.
What about from 1,080 to minus 1,080?
You mean
Close. Okay, it's close to 1,000. It's actually 800 Fahrenheit at daytime, which is close to Venus, right? But at nighttime, it goes 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit lower, and it goes into minus 290 Fahrenheit.
Oh my God, we'll freeze into humans.
So on Mercury, it gets so cold at night, right? What do you think the
It
coldest?
kills you when you live on there.
You'll get frostbite.
If the
Frostbite.
age doesn't kill you, the freeze or the heat will kill you.
Yes, the cold or the heat will kill you on Mercury. That's right.
My like school teacher says she lives on Mars. She says she's the first one that lives on Mars, and she has this tank that makes carbon dioxide into oxygen, and that's why she has a tank on her back every day.
Carbon dioxide can be made into oxygen because it has two. It bonds with the two.
Very good information, but
oxygen
we're
atoms.
gonna wrap it up. Okay, we're coming to the end of our lesson. We're just gonna learn about one more fact. What is the coldest place on Earth?
Antarctica.
Antarctica. Good. How cold do you think it is on Antarctica?
Minus 5,000.
No, it's
minus
not.
5,000.
Minus
1,000,000.
minus 56?
It's 130, minus 130, right? So think about how much colder Mercury is. It's more than more than twice as much, right? 290 degrees Fahrenheit. But Antarctica is only 130. So we're only used to a maximum of 130 as cold, right? So that just gives you perspective how cold other planets are. And that's why humans can't live on those planets.
What about North Pole?
The North Pole is a little bit
About
warmer.
North Pole? What about North Pole?
I have a question.
Yes.
Does Saturn really rain diamonds?
No, Saturn doesn't rain diamonds, but it does have a lot of carbon. Maybe that's why they say that.
And can we survive on
Rain.
Okay, guys, I have to unfortunately wrap up the lesson. Okay, it was very fun seeing you all today. Did you guys enjoy the lesson?